All right, so most of y'all already know the 2027 TRX order banks open today. Now, I have the pricing on that. So that's what this video is about. We're gonna get into the pricing. Everybody wants to know how much was it, what's the cost, all that good stuff. Now, we're gonna go over MSRP numbers today. You know, whatever you work out with your dealer, that's your deal. And you know, I said this before, the allocations on these things, each dealer got one. You know, they may say they have 20 allocations, they may have 30, they may have 5, but it doesn't mean that they can order those tomorrow. Now, it may be another month or two and then they can order more, but as of right now, most dealers I'm seeing can only order 1 or 2 of these things, okay? So just to kind of cover how that goes. The other thing that they dropped on this was the warranty. And so basically, you're gonna have to keep this truck for a year or it's gonna lose its warranty. So the person you would sell it to in less than a year is gonna get the warranty canceled on it. And it's a good thing for me. I like that they're doing that because it keeps people from just buying these trucks and flipping them, because somebody buys it and flips it, it's not gonna have a warranty. So that's not attractive to them. Now, some of you that are short-term truck buyers, you may wanna pay attention to that because you're gonna have to keep this thing for a year. All right, so let's get into the pricing. I'm gonna post it up right here. We're gonna start talking about it. Okay, top line, it says 1500 RHO TRX SRT crew cab, and try to pull this up where I can look at you while I'm talking about it. 74,995 is the MSRP. Okay, it looks like you have to add the 29Q, which is the TRX package, which adds 25 to that. So that's going to put you right there at that price that they said, under $100,000, and just right under it. Okay, by $5. Okay, but let's go through and add the stuff to it that would, you know, kind of build it up, and just kind of give you an example. An RHO with this same build, and I'll get to the bottom number, I'll just tell you real fast. So an RHO with the same build's about 95,000, y'all. The MSRP on the TRX is about 112, 120. So, you know, $10,000 to $11,000 difference on a fully loaded one. You know, if you get lower packages, it's gonna be less than that. Totally up to you. But let's go through the package and let's talk about what all that costs. So you're gonna have to buy that 28Q for the TRX, that's 25,000. You know, everything else I've got the diamond black crystal pearl coat that added $295 to mine. That's on every Ram order if you add a special color. I added the Flex Care service plan. That was $225 MSRP. I think that's an oil change or two. I'm just gonna add it because I'm gonna use it. Trailer tow group. Now on the RHO, there's a trailer tow group and a towing technology group. And usually these two things, one of them would give you the mirrors, but we looked at the notes on both of them and they do not give the mirrors. So one has a couple features, one has the backup assist. So I went in and added both of these, but I did not add the trailer tow mirrors because I do not want them. Trailer tow group was $595. Bed utility group, the difference on that is so like if you want the bed step, the lighting, the inverter that's in the bed, and the bed rails that are in the bed, that's a $945 option. I think in that bed utility group, it also comes with a spray and bed liner. So you're getting a lot for that $945. The dual panoramic sunroof, you see that right above me. Looks like that's $1595. Front license plate, no charge. Okay, TRX exterior graphics, basically that's just the bedside graphics, is $495. The TRX hood graphics are $895. And the off-road running boards. Now this is not the rock rails. The rock rails are really slim, they're hard to step on. I like the full-size running boards, which I have on my RHO, and those are $1195. I did go for the 18x9 beadlock aluminum wheels for $24.95, and the towing technology group for $595. All that comes out, it looks like the destination fee is $27.95. That puts you at $112, $120, okay? That's my MSRP, y'all. I had a guy that built one without the beadlocks and stuff today. I think he was 108, 109, somewhere in that area. You know, so if you're talking to a dealer and you kind of haven't done, you know, you should have done some pre-work on the TRX if you wanted to get one. You want to kind of be in this first run. But it does look like they're going to build a lot more of them through the end of the year. So dealers are getting pretty good size allocations. But right now for this first batch, it's going to be a little bit limited. But like I said, I think in a month or two, you're going to see a lot more of those allocations roll out. And it may be just that they want to, you know, put some out there and see what the demand is, because if you look at it in production, they're having to order engines, transmissions, all those things. And so maybe they want to see what the demand is before they go, you know, let's say they're going to build 1,800 in this batch and 6,000 in the next batch, right? We don't know what those numbers are exactly, but they're kind of estimating. They don't want to go buy a bunch of inventory that they're not going to use. They want to buy something that's going to sell. So my guess is is they're kind of wanting to see what the demand is. And then also by doing this, it kind of protects the pricing, keeps the pricing up on these, okay? Like I said, whatever you work out with your dealer, MSRP numbers is what I'm giving you today. There is a little bit of gap between invoice and MSRP. It's not significant. It's a couple grand. So, you know, there is a little bit of room in there. But the other thing I noticed, I didn't even see any holdback on these. So it doesn't look like there's any holdback money on this either. So basically, these trucks are going to bring close to MSRP for the most part. Like I said, the warranty thing was one thing I wanted to talk about today. And then I've had a lot of people ask about the RHO, you know, would I trade my RHO in? And y'all, I'm sitting in my 26 RHO. I had a 25 RHO. I love these trucks. I got 15,000 miles on it, and they've been trouble-free. I love the tech. I love the hands-free driving. I love everything there is about this truck. You know, if the TRX didn't come out, I would just continue to drive this truck. And, you know, if I'm talking about it, I can kind of go get it. If I wanted a Denali Ultimate, or if I want some other vehicle, I can. I choose this truck because of the packages, the instrument cluster, the way it drives, the way it rides, and, you know, the back seat, some of the things I've said in my previous videos, the full fold down console, the reclining back seats. I mean, this truck just has a lot of tech in it. And, you know, I've made videos on the TRX Gen 1 versus 2. These E2 Blackhawks, the communication in this truck, it drives completely different with the hands-free rack and pinion, with the hands-free driving. It's just a different, it's way different than my Gen 1 TRX was. And this feels more, it's just more of a really nice drive. And so getting a TRX with all of this, everything we've got here, like downside is you're probably gonna get a little drone on the highway from the engine, and you're also gonna not get the fuel mileage that you get out of this 3-liter. The parasitic load on a supercharger on a big V8 and idling and going through town is just going to drink that fuel, where this little 3-liter with the turbos just sitting there driving through town, hardly doing anything, is going to get really good economy. So, you know, you got to weigh your options. But me, I'm 100% in on the TRX. I've been waiting on this for a long time. But anyway, I hope the video helped y'all today. I don't want to ramble on too long, but did want to put something up for pricing, because I've had the forums and everybody's just going, how much? What's the pricing? What's the pricing? And so I wanted to get some numbers out to you so y'all can kind of know what to expect when y'all go into a dealer. You're not going to see this on the website. I don't think they have the build-in price up. They're not going to probably have that up for a while, but at least you'll kind of have a rough idea what you're looking at when you go into the dealer and you're going to place an order for one of these. There's a lot of big dealers that have a lot of allocations, and so, but I think these allocations are going to roll out pretty fast. So, you know, just get your name on the list if you don't already have one. You know, the whole goal is to get this sheet in your hand that's got you a VON number, it's got your name and address at the bottom, and you're done. So anyway, hope the video helped you. Hit that like and subscribe if it did, and we will catch you on the next one.